Hero ready for baseball. Garrett McMillan gets this game going with a strike thanks to a 92-mile-an-hour fastball. Wallace, Turner, Moore due up for the Razorbacks in the first. Chop foul, 2 strikes already on Caden Wallace. Garrett McMillan primed to make his 15th start of the season, 4 wins, 4 losses for the native of Tuscaloosa, along with a 3.51 ERA. High and tight to Wallace for ball 1.
This is one of those positions that Garrett McMillan, really dreamed himself into that position. Local kid, went to Shelton State. This is the lineup he's going to have to face. Coach Dave Van Horn, 20th season. How about that, man? Okay, but this is a guy that has wanted to play at Alabama, didn't get a chance out of high school, so he goes to Shelton State, another school right down the road from where he's at. And now he's living the dream, starting Friday night for Alabama.
2-2 to Wallace. Got him swinging. Good start for Garrett McMillan.
Garrett McMillan, he's about a 6 to 8 strikeout guy a game. Right there, uses the fastball up. So I like that a lot because a lot of times he'll go to the changeup really early in the game, and that's his best pitch, his best out pitch. And so if he saves that and uses it later, that's when you're going to see him into the 7th and 8th innings.
Just missed on the first fastball to Michael Turner. Belted foul, a ball and a strike to the Razorback catcher.
A big thing that Garrett McMillan uses, the breaking ball is good. To me, he doesn't use it enough. You see right there, he got a couple swings and misses on that. But the best thing about him, the changeup, and it's devastating. And really, righties, lefties, it doesn't matter. He will throw it any count. He has the most confidence in that pitch.
Gets in front once again of a Razorback hitter. 1-2. Just fouled away as Turner sticks around.
You see right there, that's a fastball up with 2 strikes. So that's telling me as a hitter, and right now, he believes, I'm going to go after with the fastball early on right now in the game, and maybe they're thinking sit and breaking ball because they've been late on the two fastballs.
Back to the breaking ball, 2-2 to Turner. Turner's been the everyday catcher for the Razorbacks this year, the grad transfer from Kent State, where he spent the last 4 seasons. All MAC honors 2019. He's fit in well with the Razorbacks, hitting .310. Payoff pitch. To second, Eblin's there. 2 gone. Crimson Tide defensively, a lot of speed in the outfield with Tommy Seidel, Caden Rose, and Andrew Pinckney has a really strong arm in right field. And then this infield, Lance, really makes all the plays. Just saw one from Bryce Eblin at second, but about as solid a infield core as Alabama's had.
Yeah, the team fielding .979. Like you said, Roger, a lot of speed out there. I would say maybe 3 of the best outfielders you got, and especially with Andrew Pinckney, a guy that can throw anybody out. Doesn't matter third base, home. And you're right, very solid on the infield. Maybe not the most range you can imagine, but once they get the ball, they're going to make the strong throw and make the play.
Preseason All-American Robert Moore. Got a ball and a strike to him this season. Moore has been hitting .238 for the Razorbacks. Sticking in the 3rd hole in the order for today's game. McMillan back in the strike zone.
Really good pitch right there, fastball in, and to me that's going to be one of his most important things he can do is establish the inside part of the plate versus the righties and the lefties, because if he does it against the lefties, then that changeup away is a really good pitch.
Got him swinging. Missouri State back on May 3rd. Now facing Caden Rose. Rose at the top of the order for the Crimson Tide. He's reached base safely in the last 11 games, a streak that goes back to April 25th. Knocks it high to left. Gregory facing the sun. Puts it away. Looking at the Razorbacks defensively, it all starts with Gregory in left field. So he's got plenty of speed. Now William Haminer next up. Haminer still in a DH role for the Crimson Tide. He's been able to play the outfield some, played in left field last Friday against Auburn, jammed his right shoulder up against the wall in the Georgia series trying to make a catch. Since then, it's been slow to return, but mostly has been in the DH spot.
Well, that's the cutter right there. 85 miles an hour, stays true. The plane is not, you don't see much depth on it. You see more side to side. You saw the 79 pitch before that. That was more of an overhand curveball. Even right there, that's what you're thinking, backdoor cutter. And the scouting report is going to be predominantly cutters from him. And again, he had a guy to get a chance to watch last year, Kevin Kopps, Golden Spikes Player of the Year, and that's predominantly what he threw.
Strikes out Haminer.
Just shows you right here, you don't have to overpower guys. It's just mixing speeds, moving the ball around location, and then when you have a guy in a disadvantage count, a 1-2, 0-2 count, put the ball right behind the plate, just like he did on that breaking ball, swing right over the top.
2 away for Williamson. What makes that cutter so hard to hit?
Well, you're going up to the plate, nothing's going to be straight. Everything's going to be moving, whether it's down, whether it's side to side, and see right there, that one went straight down. The first one, the Haminer, went straight into him. So that's what you're going to see. And then you go away from a lefty right there, and you give up on the pitch because you think it's away, and that ball's going to cut right back over the back part of the plate. So if home plate umpire Tyler Simpson is giving that ball away to lefties, it's going to be a long night.
0-2 to Williamson. Beats the shift into right field. 2-out single for the senior.
That's just a good piece of hitting right here by Drew Williamson. Stays back. That's the overhand curveball. Too much of the plate, and you're right, beats the shift. And Bobby Moore, second baseman, I mean, that guy has enough range. He's only got 1 error this year. They're fielding 983 as a team, second in the conference, and he is one of the best second basemen, if not in the league, but the country defensively.
And nearly 200 chances for him, only 1 error on the year. Well, Dominic Temez, Crimson Tide catcher.
One of the things I saw early on before they took batting practice, they're a team that when it's their turn to get out there, all the infielders go out there. They don't start throwing batting practice instantly. They start taking ground balls. I watched Robert Moore up the middle taking ground balls. So usually you don't see guys taking, right now he's playing directly up the middle because these teams now start to shift a lot more. And all of a sudden, you don't practice the shifts in practice. If you don't do that, then when it comes to a game time, you're not ready for it. But, boy, right before the game, they were all in different positions. It was fun to watch.
Moore keeps bouncing around pitch to pitch with Temez at the plate. Two-0. Temez in front, 3 balls, no strikes.
That's why that two-strike hit with 2 outs by Drew Williamson is so big because what it does is right now you're 3-0. So if he comes all the way back and gets an out, you're talking he had to throw 4 or 5 extra pitches.
Four-pitch walk to Tamez. McIntyre getting the first 2 outs, the single, now the walk. First SEC start for Will McIntyre. Native of Bryant, Arkansas, went to Bryant High School, a baseball power in Central Arkansas. Good opportunity for Zane Denton. 2 on, 2 out. Lost the bat, flying just above the Razorback dugout as he swings and misses for strike 1.
Wait, nobody came and got it for him. Usually see somebody might pop out, toss it to him so far out in front. Again, that's I've had that happen before in one of my very few at-bats. I got a chance at the next level and just chunked it. It was like, oh, it's the most, to me, it was so embarrassed because I'm like, oh, gosh, pitcher can't hit a lick over here throwing a bat.
It's that video the National League was able to use saying, hey, we have to go to the DH now.
look at
Cormier in the big leagues trying to swing the bat.
I can tell you the bat I was using, it was a Craig Biggio model. Craig Biggio, obviously Hall of Famer, second baseman. He had had no knob on the bottom, so there was no and so I was like, yeah, I like the way it feels, and all of a sudden I threw it. I'm like, I don't like the way it feels anymore.
You know the knob is there. Chop to second. Moore ends the inning.
Everywhere he's been, he's won. You see 2-time SEC Coach of the Year, but he's also he was Big 12 Coach of the Year, Southland Conference Coach of the Year. Everywhere he's been a winner.
Good run in Nebraska before he made transition to Fayetteville, starting in 2003 with the Razorbacks.
Well, think of the transitions that he's seen in college baseball, going from Northwestern State in '95 when you're talking the balls were jumping, the bats were as hot as can be, to moving to the -3s, changing the regional format, going back to weird bats and where you couldn't hit a ball out of the infield, it seemed like. I mean, so it's just been something, and he's just adapted and continued to win, continue to bring in top-ranked recruiting classes.
It's a little roller off the bat of Lanzelli. Zane Denton by a step.
Talk about Robert Moore being the guy for Arkansas defense. That's Zane Denton for Alabama. All-SEC defensive third baseman last year. He's a guy that the range might not be as good as that you might like the best range you've ever seen, but this guy, once he gets the ball in his glove, if he swallows it up, he's making a strong throw.
Denton's hitting under 200 in SEC play, but Coach Bohannon said he's not carried his struggles at the plate onto the field.
And then that's the mark of a player, like a good player that you want to see, not out there pouting because he's not getting hits and everybody's seeing his average. Just go out there because you got to leave your bat there because you got to go out there and be the hardest worker for your pitcher.
Brady Slavin to the plate for the Razorbacks. 13 home runs this season. Right into the shift. 2 gone.
Yeah, you have to practice. We talked about that last time, practicing fielding in the shift because the timing is totally different. I mean, when you look at a routine ground ball like that to Bryce Eblin, and Slavins is a half a step from beating that out, it just knows you have to charge that ball a little bit more and go out there and get it, because if you wait back on it, you don't know how fast that runner is going to get there.
Braden Webb takes strike 1. Another good fastball by McMillan. Has tried to frame that for a strike, but outside from McMillan, who so far has been filling up the strike zone, getting ground ball outs as well as a couple of strikeouts. Spotted it there. 12 homers, a .273 average for Webb. Just off the plate, 2-2.
This is his best bullet so far, 93.
Changeup fouled away. Trying to stick around at 2-2. That dangerous changeup from McMillan that SEC hitters may see on tape, but still hard that first time up. Trying to time it up.
Yeah, you know it's a good pitch. When you can study it, you can do all you want. Until you see it, until you see it come out of the hand. He does such a good job of making it look just like the fastball.
2-2 again. Weekly fouled away again. Now full count. Webb is tied for the team lead in walks with 32. Payoff pitch. Rolled to shortstop. Inning.
The players believe in the coaching staff, believe what they're doing. You get hot at the right time. You know, you can forget about those midseason struggles. That's what winning at the end all of a sudden allows you to do. But right there, Florida State, Miami, that was an unbelievable series. You know, you think you're going to get an amazing pitching performance early on Florida State by Parker Messick and Carson Palmquist. Didn't really see that, but all of a sudden Florida State comes out, wins the bottom two. But how about Virginia Tech, too? All the way up to number 3 in the country. That was a big series, number 5 versus number 7, Louisville, Virginia Tech.
Andrew Pinckney leading off this inning for the Crimson Tide. I know you've had the opportunity to call some ACC games this year. Have you liked the parity that you've seen in the ACC?
To me, it's everywhere. But yes, the ACC, to me, SEC has a little bit more parity because when you look at a team like Ole Miss, who was in the bottom cellar, now they just went to Baton Rouge and swept Baton Rouge. You know, look at that. That's a great job right there, hustling for Andrew Pinckney. You don't have that necessarily. You know, Boston College is near the bottom. Here are a couple of teams that, yes, they can. You know, a lot of those teams can either do one of the 3 things. They can hit. They can't necessarily pitch. This is Andrew Pinckney's game too. Guy's got all the tools out of the box. It's a big hop. Jalen Battle is unbelievable shortstop. Really good arm. But to me, once that ball right off the hop, too big of a hop, no chance you're going to get Pinckney.
Infield single for Pinckney, who's been leading Alabama with .333 average in conference play. Sets it up well for Jim Jarvis, especially if Alabama wants to bunt. He'll swing away instead. Base hit. Pinckney will stop at third on the single by Jim Jarvis. Solid hitting.
You want to see how aggressive Coach Bohannon, when you got nothing to lose, right? You're just trying to get a couple wins. You don't know what the regionals are going to look like. If you even have a shot, throw a hit and run on. First base runner you get, put a little hit and run on. All of a sudden, Jim Jarvis does exactly what you want to do. Shoots that ball the other way. First to third, now you got something going with nobody out.
Brad Bohannon, now in his 5th season as Alabama's head coach, got the Tide back to the SEC tournament a year ago, as well as to a regional. Now Tommy Seidel takes strike 1 after showing bunt.
You know, those are the things that you can do. Hit and run, maybe a safety squeeze. I know Auburn did that last week as well successfully. But when you get guys on base that can run and guys that can handle a bat like Jim Jarvis, like Tommy Seidel, then you can open up, you know, the playbook a little bit more, maybe give some signs, be creative.
Count even stood. Ball and a strike to the Harvard transfer. Tommy Seidel, a senior out of Wellesley, Massachusetts, and he's starting to heat up a little bit. 4 for his last 9 with a home run. Also 2 runs batted in the last 5 games he's played. That includes 3 starts. Great opportunity with 2 on, nobody out. Chopped high for a base hit. Alabama strikes first. Bryce Eblin takes in the dirt for ball one. Hitting ninth in the order tonight, Eblin hitting .248 for the Crimson Tide. Tough go of it for him lately, just one for his last 17. Smacks that foul, 1-1.
It makes it a lot easier to hit. You got Peyton Stovall, first baseman. He is playing in, so they're trying to. You got in on the corners, trying to cut off that run. You bring a lefty, that cuts off the angle. It's easier to pull a ball down the line, especially he's also playing off the line a little bit.
McIntyre in front, 1-2.
This right here too, the way McIntyre throws, if you're thinking cutter, it's just going into you. So this is, you almost kind of sometimes have to sell out and go like, I'm going to try to keep those hands. I'm going to get them out front the way I can catch that ball before it starts breaking in. And that way you can keep it fair.
The 1-2. High down the left field line. Wallace over in foul ground, reaches for it, cannot make the grab.
That ball had some English on it. It just kept going that way. I thought that was going to be almost an easy out for Wallace, just not have to go very far. It just kept carrying on him. But Coach Van Horn not wanting to see him jump up onto the stands, hit those iron poles. It's like, all right, man, just, live to fight another day. We don't need you getting hurt. Love the effort, though.
Missed in the dirt. First out of the inning. Crimson Tide trying to make sure they are in next week's SEC tournament. A half game in front of Kentucky due to Sunday's final game in Auburn being canceled due to the weather.
Yeah, and that was a tough situation. Coach Bo talked about that in his call. He's like, he hated the fact that they didn't get a chance to play that. But he's glad that it was a 1-1 game. And not, if one team would have been up really big, it would have been really tough. Because Auburn right now is penciled in as a number 5 seed in the country. So another win would almost locked them in there. But a win for Alabama would have helped them move up a little bit. But still, that game last year helped them out a little bit, and it might help them out again.
Yeah, the finale.
They lost one last year at Vanderbilt, right?
Vanderbilt, the Sunday game there, and all four of these teams have really tough series. Alabama, of course, with Arkansas. Kentucky's hosting Auburn. Mississippi State against Tennessee in Starkville. And then also Missouri playing a good Georgia team.
Well, Kentucky, to me, though, is the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. The only team right now to beat Tennessee in a series. They beat Georgia in a series early on when Georgia was rolling. So it's like you don't know which Kentucky team you're going to get.
Fly out to left, last time up for Caden Rose. Just low with the breaking ball, 2-1.
Yeah, that's close. That's one of those pivotal pitches. You can lay off that, and he doesn't get the call. That makes that you go from a 1-1 to a 2-1 instead of a 1-2. Such a better, much better hitting count that you can be in. But you got to be able to lay off that pitch.
McIntyre gets a big swing and a miss for strike 2.
Yeah, Will McIntyre's the guy. He's not going to give in. So he's going to throw his pitch. You lay off of the one right before that. I'm going to throw it again and make you lay off of it twice.
Two. Base hit to left. Jarvis scores. Amateur struck out his first time up. Pops up the bunt for strike one. Amateur's had battle injuries all season long. Broken bone in his left foot that happened in the second game of the Texas series to round out February. Missed all of March, but came back first weekend of April against Texas A&M. Skies this high to right. Lenzilli, down number 2. Seidel is running. He'll put on the brakes and get back to third, but heads up base running for Caden Rose, advancing to second. So a fly out to right for Hamburger for out number 2, but it's still good. Caden Rose gets that extra 90 feet.
Yeah, and that's big situation right there. The reason that's a smart play is because if he takes off and you bait the guy to cut off the ball to get you out, the way Tommy Seidel's going on a hard break, that's what you're doing that for. So maybe he'll cut off the ball, let Seidel go. Seidel sees it in there, he pulls back, Caden Rose gets that easy. Now it lets 2 men be in scoring position with 2 outs, and your number 3 hitter, which you expect. Hey, Drew Williamson's a guy hitting 2 outs, hitting .407 this year.
Got it done with 2 outs in the first inning with a single.
You look at some of his peripheral numbers. Runners on 330, runners in scoring position 377, 2 outs 407. Guy gets it done in the biggest parts of the game.
Cole Ramage getting loose in the Razorback bullpen in the bottom of the second with Crimson Tide striking for 2 runs against McIntyre. Chipped foul, a ball and a strike to Williamson. Eight home runs on the year for Williamson, including 1 last week against Auburn. 2-run shot at Plainsman Park on Friday night. For somebody that grew up, big fan of the Auburn Tigers. Mom went there, grandparents went there. Got that offer from Alabama, though. Quickly turned to the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, I played with a guy, Scott McClanahan. You've done a couple games with him. Actually, you'll have Saturday with him. But, yeah, his whole family was Auburn. His dad played there, and all of a sudden he comes here, and it was like, Dad would wear that Alabama shirt for 4 years, and then he'd take it off and put his Auburn shirt back on.
1-2. Called third strike. Frozen with the fastball, and that'll close out the inning. But the Crimson Tide in front.
Like you mentioned, the 4 ground balls, weekly hit. And a lot of it just getting ahead in the count, staying ahead in the count.
Peyton Stovall leading off this inning. Launches that deep but foul down the right field line. Picked as the preseason SEC Freshman of the Year by both D1 Baseball and Baseball Americas. Hit .263. McMillan in front, 1-2. He was a projected first-round pick in the draft before he withdrew his name in order to attend Arkansas. Didn't miss by much, 2-2. To straightaway center. Rose for the first out. Stovall retired. Jalen Battles due up to the plate next, and with more on him, we'll check in once again with Kira Goldstein.
Guys, Jalen Battles is the first Arkansas player in 24 seasons to be wearing the number 2. It has historically been worn by head coach Dave Van Horn, and he got the jersey kind of as a joke. It was banter based on discussion around him going to the draft, and coach said, hey, I know Derek Jeter is your favorite player. I know you love the number 2. If you come back for a second season at Arkansas, you can have my jersey. He was kind of kidding. I think he thought Jalen was going to go to the draft, but Jalen held him to his word, and here he is wearing the number 2. He said said that getting to wear that jersey from Coach Van Horn was incredibly special. He said having the right jersey number makes me feel more comfortable, and he feels like this is the right jersey number for him.
Thank you, Kira. A really great story of Dave Van Horn and Julian Battles, and he's really lived up to getting to wear that number 2. There are just certain baseball positions that are kind of linked to a jersey number. You think of number 17 in first base, number 2 in shortstop, right there as well.
Well, I mean, and when you look at it, like, he looks every bit like a Derek Jeter in the mold of, 6'3", 6'2", 3, 6'4", shortstop, athletic looking. So, I mean, heck, head Coach Van Horn wears a pullover anyway, right? So no one even knew what number Coach Van Horn was.
Coach Van Horn now listed on the roster as number 21, so he's still got the 2 on there.
Very enticing, though. Is that all you have to do? See, like the pullover just covers it up. You're like, I'm still number 2 in my heart. But I like that. A coach would give up his uniform number. The guy coming back.
Good pitch by McMillan. To right field. 8 in a row sent down by McMillan. Battles lining out.
That's really the first ball that's been hit hard off the barrel right at a guy. But so Garrett McMillan's been really good. And to me, that at bat, it was that 1-1 pitch, the nice get me over breaking ball, got him into a 1-2 count. And you saw a defensive swing by Battles.
And at times, McMillan has struggled in the first inning, or the first couple innings, first time through the order against some hitters, and then usually settles in after that. What does it say that he's been this sharp early on against Arkansas?
Well, that's something Coach Jason Jackson, the pitching coach for Alabama, they were working on, trying to throw an inning or so, to multiple hitters and maybe go through the first 3 or 4 hitters in the lineup in the bullpen. That's something that John Smoltz told me he struggled with early on in his career that he had to do. And really, because then all of a sudden, like, a lot of times starters, we were trying to get to the 7th, the 8th. Like nowadays, if you can get through 5, so you can be a little tired coming into the game if that makes you a little bit more sharp.
Ball and a strike on Zach Gregory, the left fielder. Gregory trying to work the count. He's the team leader in on-base percentage this season for the Razorbacks at .460. He's also hit some homers, 5 long balls on the year. Solid hitter to have in the 9th spot of the order. Two-two count. Low fastball from McMillan. The 2-2. A little high, full count. Also, the throw got away from McMillan from Temez.
Little high on the pitch, little left on the throw.
Got him looking.
Up with other teams losing. But a lot of that is, and you look at some of those things, it's just the schedule is who it is, and other teams that are on your schedule, you can't control how good they are when they're not playing you. And that's the tough part. I mean, I've had UConn this year, and that's a really good ball club. But they're playing in the Big East, and the Big East is not a good conference overall, and so their RPI takes a big hit if they lose any kind of conference game.
First pitch ground out for Temez. Now Zane Denton, who had a ground out to second his first time up. McIntyre gets in front of Denton, and this is a huge opportunity for him to have a bounce-back inning after the bullpen was going with Cole Ramage. Well, 2 runs on 4 hits to the Crimson Tide. Just foul for Denton. That's kind of, if that goes fair, that would be something he really needs.
Yeah, that's one of those, you can see Coach Bohannon like just keep squatting as the ball's going down. And you just want to see it happen. Yeah, you want to see it happen for Zane Denton as much as anybody, just the struggles that he's going through. But yeah, off the bat, it was like it just stayed up in the air too long. If it wasn't as high of a line drive, that would have, it didn't give the option to stay fair.
McIntyre's 1-2. Definitely foul this time. Two and 2 to Denton. Denton fighting against McIntyre. Denton works into a full count, a high fastball from McIntyre. Base hits are right. Moore did everything he could to try and stab that liner, but Denton's aboard.
For Zane Denton, like, that's the one you'd rather. So you're kind of glad now, looking back on how it played out, you're glad that one, you know, it fell foul. Okay, cool. Because now I'm able to go ahead and get that barrel to the ball, feel better about myself.
Now a great opportunity for Andrew Pinckney, who singled his last time up.
1-1.
Again, this showcases all of Andrew Pinckney. The guy's a 5-tool player. He's got pop. He's able to go dead central. Not many balls leave the yard dead central. He goes off the wall there, and then look right here. The speed. We already saw the speed in the first inning on the one to Battles, or second inning it was. And then early on this year, he hit a absolute missile dead center off of Hunter Barco, the Florida ace, future first-round pick. And to me, that's going to be his game. He's a guy that wants to go away, you know, right field, center field. But the moment he starts dropping the head and getting some pull side power, you're going to see a lot of those numbers, especially the home runs, jump up. And you listen to Coach Bohannon, he talks about the story of this year, you know, has been Andrew Pinckney, just how much he has developed and overcome. And a lot of it for me is not chasing. He's got a much better eye at the plate. And that all starts with getting more consistent at bats, feeling better in the box.
Takes the high strike on the slider. And conference play leading the way for the Crimson Tide. 12 doubles, a .333 average. Just picked up a hit earlier on an infield single. Three balls and a strike. Three and two.
That's a good pitch. I mean, that's what a cutter does for you. 3-1. You got a guy thinking, all right, I'm about to get a nice fastball. I'm going to get the head of the bat out, drive this ball into the gap. It looks like a fastball away, and all of a sudden, the last second, about 4 inches off the bat, and there you go, swing and a miss.
Denton at first with one out. Quick check of him, and he's back in safely. Payoff pitch. Inside fastballs popped up into the crowd.
My man, little man was a little nervous. He thought about getting under it, and then he made a better decision. But guess what? You don't get under it, you're not getting that souvenir. That's why you got to bring the glove, Raj. I mean,
Every time, right?
Kids have stopped bringing it. I don't know what the age is. I'm trying to think of what the age, like where you're like, all right, it's not cool enough to bring the mitt to the field.
He's ready. I started bringing the glove when I started keeping score.
Okay.
Now, not too many kids keep score.
No.
I was different from the
So
start.
once you transferred from player to scorekeeper, you're like, all right, here we go.
Pinckney works the walk. Everyday shortstop for the Crimson Tide once again this season. Had been hitting in the top spot of the order for the majority of the year, at least 2 months. Now batting 7th, helping to turn the lineup over again and also get on base for Tommy Steidel and Bryce Eblin. They ran inside to even the count. Cole Ramage once again warming up for the Razorbacks just like he did an inning ago when Alabama scored 2 runs.
Yeah, this is a spot where you're thinking one more base runner, you got to go to him because now he was hot and continuing to throw that last inning. He was able to sit down, but now you're talking about you got to get a guy in there throwing that much in the bullpen because you think about that, those are kind of the hidden pitches. He's almost an inning, maybe an inning plus deep already, so especially early in the game, you're going to try to stretch him out. Well, how long can he go? It's not about how many innings he throws out here. He also is throwing an inning and maybe an inning plus in the bullpen. Little arm care maintenance right there, Raj.
Jarvis puts it in play to second. Moore battles at the Joe for a midweek game. And you got to be a true fan. That's probably the second week of the season, probably. Against an in-state team. Fighting out the cold, 50-degree weather. Loved every second of it. Enjoyed getting to meet his grandfather, and he shared that photo with us over the past weekend.
Raj,
Ball is flying out.
Little kids don't get cold. Because the whole part is, did he sit down and watch the game, or was he running around the Joe?
It looked like he was locked in on that photo.
Yeah, but that's like you'll see. The kids that's for like two outs, and then he's back out, and then back under the blanket, back out. But yeah, there's some early on. They're getting some cold days and cold nights here at the Joe.
Yeah, that photo is again from 2008. Now in 2022, he has been the ace of this Crimson Tide staff all season long. And again, off to a really good start tonight after typically gives up a run or two maybe early in the game, settles in after that. But it's been the opposite tonight.
When you say 2008, Raj, that means I'm really old.
Starting to feel that way as well.
I was hoping you would say, like, hey, that's like a 2001. I'm like, maybe. No, 2008. Wow.
I was a sophomore in college, at least. You hate me even more.
Yeah. 6 years out.
Turner had a ground out second, his first time up. What a fastball. Jim Jarvis. 2 gone. Two away for Robert Moore. Lines it, just foul. Numbers maybe not where Robert Moore wants, but Dave Van Horn told us earlier he is not worried about his second baseman at all. Some big postseason at-bats are coming up for him. Bounced right to Williamson. Inning over.
7 games, and just think maybe 4 of those are in conference play. You're in the mix of not just making like the regional, you might be hosting, and that's how close it is. And so Alabama's not far off. It's just been parts of the year where guys that they expected to be, major contributors have not produced as well. So if you had guys like Pinckney and Rose having the year they have with a guy like Denton who, you expected possibly to be a little bit better than last year, put up better numbers, then you might be in that situation. You also talk about a guy like Connor Prelip and the injuries that have happened to not only the pitching staff, guys that have been just down all year. You haven't had the full arsenal of pitchers, so it's just been tough for Coach Bohannon and staff.
And he's still really staying upbeat with this team, and even Drew Williamson said earlier in the week, he was like, I like the fact that we have everything still within our reach. Still get this 3-game series against Arkansas, make as much noise as you can, and then you get to Hoover. Anything can happen after that.
Well, and that's true. I mean, you don't want to go into the last weekend of the season knowing there's nothing to play for. So there still is some things to play for because you can catch fire at the right time, roll through this weekend, get a couple wins in Hoover, and all of a sudden you're hot, and that's what the committee sees. You're beating teams with higher RPIs than you, most likely, and so then all of a sudden you continue to move up.
Last year, the Crimson Tide had 12 wins in conference play, made it to Hoover, picked up a couple of victories against South Carolina and Tennessee, which was a huge win. Eventually lost the next 2 games to Florida and Tennessee, but just by playing those teams again helped boost that RPI. Then the Crimson Tide were placed in the Ruston Regional.
Yeah, and I think they were one of the last 4 in, but the RPI going into Hoover was a lot higher than it is this year, and a lot of that is midweek losses to UT Martin, North Alabama, UAB twice, so that kind of stuff will really zap that RPI.
McIntyre in a good groove now. Got that double play ball to close out the 3rd inning. Now he's gotten the first 2 outs on the ground here in the 4th. Top of the order, back to the plate with Caden Rhodes. He made it a 2-0 game in the 2nd with an RBI single. Late there on the cutter, 1-1. 12 games in a row now getting on base for Caden Rhodes. Past Wallace, all the way to the wall. Caden Rose with a 2-out double.
Boy, Roger, that ball was torched. Caden Wallace is lucky he was able to get out of the way. They call it the hot corner for a reason. He's down. That ball takes a hop right at his face. Boy, just lucky enough to get out of the way. Rose stays hot, though.
2 for 3 already tonight.
I think that first at-bat, too, he popped up to the left field, but he still hit the ball well. Just got under it, skied it up there, but still got a good part of the bat on it.
Hamiter with 2 outs. Strikeout in the 1st, flight out to right field, back in the 2nd inning. To left, late break for Gregory, and this drops in. Rose scores. RBI single for William Hamiter. Struck Workout looking his last time up. That closed out the 2-run second. Before that, had a 2-out single. Made some noise in the first inning for the Crimson Tide. He's been hitting well in conference play, over 300. And slugging extremely well, 497. Slugs it high and deep, but foul. Waved and missed there, 1-2.
Nice pitch right there. You have him thinking in. You know, when you get a guy to hook a ball like that, sometimes with the cutter, you know you can throw it inside to a lefty, and at best they can do is crush one foul. And all it does is get you a strike. And then he goes to the other side of the plate. And so he has Drew Williamson thinking, open up a little bit, and that's why you see his back foot leave as he swings on a pitch away.
Two. Swing and a miss, strike three. Got him with a good fastball. That'll Brad Bohannon, the fifth-year head coach of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Game respects game. Looking at the game of Lance Cormier.
Well, I think he's exactly right. I mean, I mentioned that about Pinckney, but Caden Rose is the same thing. As young guys, especially their freshman years, I mean, the slider away was a killer pitch to both of those guys, and they're doing a much better job, just like he said, laying off of it. And the first hit from Caden Rose was one of those balls down and away slider that he went out and got. And so they're making that adjustment. And a lot of it just comes with consistent plate appearances where they know they're going to be in the lineup.
First hit of the game for the Razorbacks. A single by Chris Lanzilli to lead off the top of the fifth. That was after the first 4 innings were perfect from Garrett McMillan.
Again, but you can see Dominic Temez is set up in. That fastball misses out over the middle, and that's what's going to happen. You miss over the middle, especially early in the count, ball's going to get hit hard.
First time from the stretch for McMillan. Brady Slavens. Barreled high to center. Rose all the way back with the grab. Lanzilli retreats to first on a deep fly out by Slavens.
Well, Roger, I think Brady Slavens thought he got that one because as he rounds first base after Caden Rose catches that ball, throws it in there. He's kind of a third of the way to second base, looking out there like, man, what happened? Because I thought I hit that one pretty good. And you're talking about a guy with 13 home runs. When he hits one good and he thinks it's good, he knows that feeling pretty often.
Braden Webb's hit 12 this year for the Razorbacks. 8 of them in SEC play.
And that's the part of the Arkansas lineup. You're thinking, all right, you got through the first 4 hitters. Well, wait, you can't breathe because 5 and 6 have their most home runs in 13 and 12.
McMillan falls behind 2-0. It's been an interesting Arkansas lineup this year. Last in the league with a 272 average, still 6th in the league with 77 home runs. Kind of up and down offensively.
Well, Webb's upset at himself knowing 2-0, you don't get fastballs down the middle. And he was thinking probably something off speed because Garrett McMillan is a guy that he can go backwards, especially when he's behind in the count.
3 stolen bags this year for Lanzilli. Ball's behind 3-1. Full count. Back to the fastball.
There's something about his fastball today. He's using it a lot more, especially when he's ahead in the count, so I really like that. But the fastball's got a little bit more juice, more life, getting some swings and misses.
Went back to it. Long run for Pinckney. Right up against the wall, and he got it. Andrew Pinckney. Outstanding effort from the Alabama right fielder.
You're right, Raj. I mean, that's a ball he knows he's going to get hit, and these are huge for pitchers. You make a play like this because not every stadium has enough foul ground. I mean, he catches that ball, and it's the rib cage into the wall. But a nice job of keeping his eye on the ball the whole time, knowing that he's going to hit the wall. He can't look to check it because then he takes his eye off the wall. Man, that's a nice play right there.
Really tricky part of the wall, too, with that one section that's raised above, that padding that's almost at eye level for him.
I'm telling you, those are the plays that when you're out there on the mound, you see something like that, and you're like, all right, we just stole an out somehow.
Stovall. Fly out to center for him, his first time up. Another check at Lanzelli, who led off the inning with a single. He's had to stay there on flyouts for Slavens and Webb. Two checks in a row. That play was much closer.
Yeah, he had a bigger lead right there, and you could tell McMillan thought the same thing because that move was a little bit quicker. The feet moved faster. The throw was a little bit harder.
Showed bunt, pulled it back, 2-1.
I'd still be really surprised if he ran. You're down 3 runs. If you don't want to take the bat out of his hand, but and it's the guy. He only's got 3 bags, so it's not like he's a base runner with 10+ bags looking to steal. You see that bunt move Zane Denton having to come back to his normal position, just a fake bunt. And also to me, what it does is pulls Garrett McMillan, sorry about that, out of his rhythm. Because he was rolling a fake bunt, and he pulls back, throws a ball, and all of a sudden now he's thinking maybe will he bunt again, another ball.
Hit high and deep into right center field. And gone! Peyton Stovall with a 2-run homer, and that has made it a 1-run game in Tuscaloosa. Fourth homer of the year for Peyton Stovall.
What a highly touted freshman right there. He puts himself into a good count, and that's what you do. 3-1, you get the fastball. He doesn't miss it. The head of the bat got out. Didn't know if Pinckney was going to have a shot. Got turned around a little bit, but nice job right there by Peyton Stovall. Big answer back for Arkansas.
Jalen Battles takes a curveball for ball 1.
That's Arkansas's first 2-out hit, and it was a big one.
Held off the base path's first 4 innings. This ball goes just foul. 1-1.
Starting to see the breaking ball up a little bit more. Now, a lot of it to me is rushing a little bit, lost his mechanics. The front side's flying open just a hair. You'd want to see him slow down just a little bit to be able to finish that pitch.
Another one to deep right center for a base hit up against the wall. 2-out single for Battles.
Well, if you're wondering, why is that a 2-out single? He put one hop the wall in the right center field gap. He trips and falls after his swing. takes a hack, and you see him right there. Spins over, trips and falls, gets up, tries to hustle back, but Pinckney does a nice job of getting that ball in. Tough position, keeps the runner out of scoring position, so I wouldn't be surprised now if you get a guy like this tries to steal second base to get into scoring position.
Zach Gregory at the plate, struck out looking his first time up. Foul tip for a strike to even the count on a fastball. Gets in front. Chance for McMillan to end the inning.
That's a much better breaking ball. That looks like he stays. Anytime that front shoulder, which is glove side, it starts flying open. If it opens up too early, the arm is not in a position to throw. And especially if it's a breaking ball, usually you're going to leave it up and in to the right-handed hitters or up and away to a left-hander. And a lot of times that's the most common mechanical flaw, I think, in all pitchers, and it can be from batter to batter, inning to inning, or really game to game, when it comes up. And a lot of times it's hard to feel it. You need somebody else to help you spot it.
The 1-2. Runner goes. That's off the plate for ball 2. No throw by Temez. Second stolen bag of the year for Jalen Battles.
That was a nice job. It was a delayed steal, and I really felt like that was a position for him to run. Just to get into scoring position well, especially for another hitter. Watch, takes a good secondary lead, and then all of a sudden takes off after his second hop. Temez wasn't ready to throw.
The 2-2. Full count. Gregory can really turn the lineup over. Team leader in on-base percentage coming into tonight. He's drawn 28 walks this year.
Put that with 11 hit by pitches as well.
Draws the walk. 2 on with 2 outs, and now the top of the order back to the plate. Starts him with a good fastball for strike 1.
Velocity still there, 92 miles an hour. A lot of it's been location. Same thing with Lanzilli. He tried to go in, missed over the middle. That was in, and it stayed in.
This is high and deep to left field, and this is gone! Caden Wallace with a 3-run homer, and the Arkansas Razorbacks lead 5-3 in Tuscaloosa. Seven-game hitting streak for Caden Wallace.
They tried to go back-to-back fastballs in. This one misses right over the middle, belt high. Everything you want from a hitter, and McMillan knows it. He sees it. Wallace knew it too. Stays in the box, watches it go to the fence, gets into his home run trot. Number 9 on the year from the leadoff guy.
Team captain who is beloved by his teammates. I love this homer maybe more than he's hit this season.
Think about that, though. Sophomore already earning team captain.
Pitch count keeps climbing for Garrett McMillan. Michael Turner takes a curve for a strike, making no balls and 2 strikes.
It's the same kind of thing that happened to Garrett in his last start against LSU. 5 runs of the 6 he gave up. Or no, he gave up 5 runs. 4 of the 5 he gave up. Nobody on base, 2 outs. They scored 4 of those runs. And this has all been with 2 outs, even though he had a leadoff single. But all the runs have scored with 2 outs.
The 1-2. Upstairs, a fastball missed to even the count. Turner's been getting it done.
He and Wallace are the only 2 Razorback hitters that are above 300 in conference play.
Team leader in batting average overall at .310 coming into tonight. A good transition to SEC baseball from the MAC for Michael Turner.
This league's really had some impact transfers when you think of Auburn's DeShera, Mississippi State's R.J. Yeager.
Curveball swing and a miss, strike 3 to close out the inning. But what?
That's exactly, I mean, the whole staff almost is ERA under 4, and they just get it done. And a lot of it is just throwing strikes, continue to attack the strike zone. Fastballs, he's not overpowering. It's 89 to 92. A lot of sink. The slider you saw right there, he throws a curveball. He's got all the, all the, he has a splitter as well, so 4-pitch mix, but tons of experience.
Former Razorback Dominic Temez deep to center. And it dies at the wall in the glove of Braden Webb. Gave a fastball quite a ride.
Brady Slavin says, hello. That's exactly what mine did. I thought I got mine too.
Zane Denton singled last time up after working really good at bat against Will McIntyre. Quickly down 0-2. Just foul again. Wallace was a few steps away from third base, expecting Denton to pull the ball. Just snuck foul. Another one skied high and foul by Denton, who was also fouling off a lot of pitches before he lasered one to right center to get aboard last time up. Denton trying to really get it going at this time of the year. Had a hit on Sunday that ultimately didn't count in the game that was washed out between Alabama and Auburn down on the Plains. Still alive at the plate, 1-2. I thought for sure that'd be strike 3.
Yeah, I think most people did. You hear the crowd go, ooh. Even the Bama faithful thought it was strike 3.
No doubt there. Two up, two down for Ramage.
That's a nice job right here by Ramage. Makes the same exact pitch. And that's when you talk about veteran and a ton of experience. That's not letting that 0-2 call that didn't go his way affect the next pitch. Goes out there and makes a pitch where Zane Denton feels like, hey, I just got lucky on that last one. Now I got to go out there and swing.
Pinckney trying to extend the bottom of the 5th and respond after Arkansas scored 5 runs in the top of the 5th. Single and a walk tonight for Andrew Pinckney.
Yeah, that's just that pitch right there. The check swing last year in his freshman year would have been a full swing, and now he's 1-1 instead of 2-0, now 3-0. And that's the growth. Being able to see pitch recognition, not chase the balls down, and, put the barrel to the ball when balls are in the zone.
Takes an inside strike. So interesting, his freshman year, didn't even hit the field. Of course, the pandemic shut down the season right before SEC play was due to begin. Bounces it to short. And Battles closes out a 1-2-3 inning, a good shut.
Sitting there, but again, you can't worry about any of those things. You got to, that's outside circumstances. You got to go out there, play the game in front of you, and it's this inning, it's this pitch.
Gary McMillan back to work after allowing 5 runs in the last inning, all with 2 outs.
Right now, A&M's up 7-3 over Ole Miss. So Arkansas fans, they're watching that game, hoping the Rebels can stay hot from last weekend after a sweep of LSU in Baton Rouge.
Moore crushes it high to right. But there's Pinckney.
Auburn's having trouble just playing SEC games. They got another one postponed. Sunday's
no
game
luck in the Bluegrass?
Yeah, rain delay. They already postponed it, and looks like they're going to move on to tomorrow.
Chris Lanzilli, the man that got it going in the last inning with a leadoff single. Pops this one up on the first pitch. Out of reach. Hard hit single for Lanzilli to left field. Transfer from Wake Forest, where he spent the last 4 years playing for the Demon Deacons, was teammates with Alabama lefty reliever Hunter Furtado at Wake Forest last year. Hard hit to short and just off the glove of Jarvis. Another base hit for Chris Lanzilli.
Well, just out of the reach of Jim Jarvis, wondering if he has that, if he's able to make that play. Would we might have seen a jump throw, a stop and plant? Jarvis got a good enough arm. But Lanzilli is a guy who can run out of the box as well, so would have been a tough play.
Everyone's going to come together on the Slavin's off balance, strike one. Jay in front.
Yeah, you can see this, how the sharp slider, the pitch is away. It's tough. He's a little bit across his body, so the lefties feel like, hey, that ball's coming at me, and it's all the way on the other side of the plate. See why it's tough in a left-on-left matchup.
Runner late break. Play at second, and they got him. Lanzilli caught stealing. 2 gone in the 6th.
Right there, they tried it. You see, what I see right there is Tamez goes to a knee to try to frame the pitch, and so Arkansas is thinking, and they know them better than anybody, right? Arkansas started his career there, goes delayed steal again. Battles did it the first time. Lanzilli tries it again, but nice job by Tamez. To me, that was a lot better communicated from the first baseman in the dugout.
Into center. And this will be Jim Jarvis putting it away. He was the center of everything this inning. Inning is over. Razorbacks do not score. Tied back. Final few mustard versus ketchup races of the season at Sewell Thomas Stadium. This one was a dead sprint. Mustard, by about 2 bottles lengths, winning here at the Joe.
Like ketchup, never gave up though.
No.
You can see the fight in his eyes. He wanted it, just knew he wasn't fast enough.
Well, taking a look at the weekly awards around the SEC, Enrique Bradfield Jr., what a weekend against Arkansas. As Dave Van Horn told us earlier today, was the best weekend he's ever seen by a leadoff hitter ever.
Yeah, and that's just crazy. You're talking about a guy 20 years at Arkansas, more years in Nebraska. I mean, this guy's he's seen some players. Look at that, 8 for 8 stolen bases. He goes, he had infield hits. He had, line drives up the middle. He goes, he even went deep. He took Tiger, their closer, extra inning home run for a win. He said, he goes, he'd get on first base, and it was first pitch, he'd steal, third pitch. It didn't matter. He was stealing second, stealing third.
He's one of the most fun players to watch in person in the SEC.
And it seems like he's catching fire at the right time as well. And when you start to look at what Vanderbilt has done lately, a lot of that stems from the way Bradfield Jr. is playing as well. Amazing when your spark starts getting on fire.
Jarvis has been a spark for so many of Alabama's big innings this year. Thought he had drawn a walk. Now it's 3-2. He'll choke up, as he always does with 2 strikes. Open up the stance. Draws the walk. Good start to the 6th inning for Alabama.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Tommy Seidel maybe not get a sign from Coach Mohan about bunting, but possibly, throwing a drag down. It can play as a sack and a possible chance of a bunt base hit. He's a guy who's done that a lot. Really good drag bunter.
Quick look at Jarvis. Ramage had a 1-2-3 5th inning. Pop foul by Seidel. RBI double back in the 2nd inning started the scoring. That was when Alabama had 3 hits in a row to begin the inning against Will McIntyre. Seidel down to his last strike. Got him swinging on the breaking. Showing bunt as that's away for ball 1.
I think the biggest reason he's been so tough on lefties is he's all the way on what you would say the left side of the rubber. So he's on the first base side of the rubber as far as he can get. And so then now when he throws, it looks like it really is behind the left-handed hitter. So if he's able to spot up glove side on the other side of that plate, such a tough angle.
Caught the corner that time with the fastball. No contact, didn't go around, according to third base umpire Alex Ransom.
Well, he pulled that back as late as I think you can pull it back. It was a nice job by Edlin really following that pitch all the way, because it seems like it's got to seem like a strike because it's crossing from behind you. And if it goes all the way to a ball, it has to cross the plate at some point. But just right before he pulls that bat back, it was a nice job.
Pulls it back again, this time over the plate for a strike.
I know that's the pitch that devastates lefties because you see right there the reaction is like, oh, that's going to hit me. Oh, wait, that's a strike.
2-2. Got him looking with a fastball.
Well, that strikeout right there was set up by the breaking ball that he flips in there for a strike. Has Eblin thinking that ball was coming at him. Now you go out there and just paint a fastball away. That's a nice job of pitching right there by Taylor. That's one as a hitter, man. You can see their reaction. It's like, oh, I was thinking breaking ball, and that fastball was right there.
Single and a double for Caden Rose tonight. Inside strike.
It might have been inside and low. Sometimes pitchers are too tough. You can't give them extra pitches right there because it makes them even tougher to hit.
Jarvis started the inning with a walk, stayed there when Seidel struck out swinging against Ramage. Is that a stay at first as Eblin struck out looking against Taylor. Rose cranks it high and deep, but this one is foul. Caden's had one home run in the season, but that's some of his best contact on the year, even though it's a foul ball.
Yeah, Taylor's given up 2 home runs to right-handed hitters in his last 2 outings. So it's not, you want him to face lefties. If you can sneak a righty in there, they see it a lot better because the ball's coming in. They can see that ball a lot longer than the lefties can.
The 0-2. Poked into right. Jarvis to third on the 2-out single by Caden Rose. Ball will stay in the infield, and Rose has 3 hits tonight against Arkansas.
Just seeing the ball really well. I mean, again, that's his growth this year as a player. That, Caden Rose last year, that's a rollover to shortstop. This year, he stays over the ball, throws the bat out there, shoots it right over the second baseman. And again, seeing him get consistent at bats, and like Coach Bohannon said, the 2 positives so far this year has been Pinckney and Rose, 2 guys that you're thinking could be staples for next year's lineup as well.
Men on the corners with 2 gone for Hamiter in what's another lefty-on-lefty matchup. First pitch. Away for ball 1. RBI single for Hamiter his last time up. That made it 3-0 tied in the bottom of the 4th before Arkansas grabbed 5 runs in the top of the 5th. Cracks it foul. Doing 1. Trying to spot the fastball on the outside corner. Just foul.
Hey, that's a smart play right there.
Yeah.
Most catchers go grab that ball. Turner looks at it, he's like, all right, it might go because out of the box, the hitter's not going anywhere. He takes a couple steps and he's like, oh. That was almost a very smart play to get an easy out.
And on the corners with 2 gone. The 2-2. Hammeter strikes out looking. Or was he hit by the pitch? He's out, and the inning is over.
But when you have a lineup like this that can hit the long ball and just what they've done, now he's got the lead.
Jake Leger back to work for the 7th inning with a tie down by 2. Webb, Stovall, Battles bottom the order that got it done for the Razorbacks in the 5th. Jay falls behind 2-0. Webb 0 for 2 in this ball game. His last at bat came to an early end thanks to Andrew Pinckney making a grab right up against the screen down the right field line in foul territory. Three and 1. Leger works into a full count. Base hit. Good start to the 7th inning for the Razorbacks. Leadoff single, Braden Webb. Opportunity for Stovall, who last time up picked up a 2-run homer. Showing bunt, taking strike 1. Did not go around.
Not very often you see a guy put 5 or 6 rows into the right field, and then the next at bat trying to lay down a bunt. Just shows you how much an insurance run, they feel like every run is huge for them right now.
Wave through that one. Up the middle. Jarvis has it and gets the out at first. Solid play.
Yeah, it's a nice play by Jarvis. They have a little mini shift, and that's why you see there's no shot for a double play. You got Eblin playing a little bit more in the 4 hole, so Jim Jarvis a little bit more up the middle, and that's why he makes that play on the other side of second base look so easy. And you're thinking, hey, where's the double play? It's just because second baseman Eblin was way off the bag.
Eblin had shifted over, and now will jog back to his normal spot with Jalen Battles to the plate.
And that's the tough thing, and when you do shifts like that, a ball that could be a normal double play is not anymore. So like now you're looking at an inning where you got nobody on, 2 outs, and a chance to get out of the inning with some momentum. Now they got a runner in scoring position because you shift a little bit. Now, granted, that's why you shift, because analytics tell you where the ground balls are going to be, and you make the pitch. Usually that's where the balls are going to be hit.
Those two are really versatile again. Eblin has the defensive skills. He could be the everyday shortstop, and I really liked it a few weeks ago on May 10th at Jacksonville State. Alabama builds up double-digit lead against the Gamecocks. They actually flipped those guys the rest of the game. Jarvis went to second, Eblin went to short to play together at those different spots.
And also I think what it does is if something were to happen to Jim Jarvis, because so many things can happen with a guy that plays as hard as he does and, says twisted ankle. Now you got a guy that he hasn't played shortstop in such a long time. You got to get him some chances on that side of the infield.
Battles with a chop foul, 2-2. Going to look at a lot of moments for the Razorbacks in that 5-run fifth. How about the single by Battles to extend the inning after the 2-run homer by Stovall made it a 1-run ball game? Eventually set up the 3-run homer by Wallace.
Yeah, I also like the delayed steal, too, because I thought he was going to run. And what it does is it puts in the head the pitcher, oh, now I can't give up a hit. And sure enough, he does.
Skied to right for the second out. Webb will stay at second. There's Pinckney showing off the arm. Webb was going to stay put anyway, and he certainly knows the scouting report about Andrew Pinckney in right field.
Yeah, right fielders, boy, any chance you can showcase it, this is what you do. Comes through it hard, strong throw right through the cutoff guy. Crowd liked it too. They had a little respect for it.
Zane Denton's hand hurts in his glove.
He's got all kind of tools, but that might be his best tool, the right field arm. And it's not like he's not pegged to right field. He's a guy that can play center field as well. He can go get it in center field. Caden Rose is also that good in center field, so it allows Pinckney to shift over to right field and to be able to use his arm on that side.
Not sure where that missed.
You can see Dominic Temez's face knowing that he knows that ball was right down the middle.
Well, this one a strike. Gregor drew a key walk after the delayed steal by Battles to second base. Setting up the home run by Wallace.
Yeah, remember that interview, Coach Van Horn, that didn't go unnoticed. And he said, look, Gregory gets an unbelievable walk, flips the lineup over, and then there you go. Caden Wallace comes up huge.
He's waiting on deck. And he strikes out looking.
Tree. And they can do it all. Pitch, hit, field. So, well-rounded ball club.
Already the SEC champion, clinched that over a week ago. And Alabama still right in front of Kentucky. We just saw that Kentucky was postponed in Lexington against Auburn. So a doubleheader tomorrow between the Cats and the Tigers. As Alabama's a half game in front thanks to a rainout that Alabama had at Auburn on Sunday. So Mississippi State not looking good for them. Trailing Tennessee by an 18-0 score.
Don't think you're coming back from that one.
Williamson takes this strike from Taylor. Taylor got the strikeout he needed of Hammett, trying to sell that he was hit by a pitch, but replay showed he did strike out looking to close out the last inning. Straying 2 men on base. Williamson strikes out to begin the 7th. So Alabama's lefty hitters all over 3 against Taylor.
Yeah, he's come in and do exactly what he needs to do against those left-handed hitters. Caden Rose got a nice hit as a right-hander, but back to the lefties, back to the strikeouts.
Well, another righty hitter at the plate, Dominic Temez. These two were teammates back in 2020 when Temez spent his freshman year in Fayetteville as part of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Played in 8 games that year. At 400 when he was in the lineup, was playing behind Jake Opitz, who is coming back for 2021. So then he transferred to McLennan Junior College, then transferred to Alabama, really sight unseen by this coaching staff. Saw some video, talked to some scouts, but didn't get to see him in person.
Yeah, that was the tough part about the COVID year, not being able to go out and recruit. and still they were locked down for a little bit as it went to the next side. So you had to have trusted, brain, your brain trust that you go, I haven't seen him, but what do you think? And sometimes sometimes one scout or one guy can really like a player and another one can't, and you see something different.
Casey Opitz, not Jake, by the way. Solid catcher the last few years for the Razorbacks. Now 3-2 to Temez. Caught a piece of that one as he tries to walk it off.
Never feels good.
A little bit more time for Temez. Works the walk. Tying run will come to the plate. Grady Tiger, one of the best bullpen arms for the Razorbacks, getting loose in the bullpen.
You can also say one of the best bullpen arms in the country. This is not a guy you want to see coming to the game. But if you're Arkansas, you don't want to see him come in this early. Because knowing if he comes in this early, he might not be able to use the rest of the series.
High chop to second. Robert Moore, what a play. The double play closes out this.
Regular season wins. Bam, like you said, had 12 and 17. They got a couple more into Hoover, and I think that's what propelled them in last year. I was on the 2001 team in Alabama here, and we went 15 and 15 in conference. Didn't make the conference tournament because there was 8 teams made it. The top 8 made it. We were tied with Auburn. They won the series 2-1, so they got to take the trip to Hoover. All top 8 teams made the regionals. Number 9 team, us, were out. We were one of those 15 that didn't make it. I think 6. So it's crazy how numbers work.
There's only 30 SEC games. There's always so much drama on either side, and the Crimson Tide have seen that through the ups and downs of this season, having lost 5 series in a row, and Arkansas also having to deal with some of the ups and downs this year after winning every series last year.
Yeah, they rolled through last year like it was nothing. They checked every box, answered every question they could except making it to Omaha.
Won the regular season title, beat Tennessee in the SEC tournament final. Michael Turner, hitless in 3 at-bats tonight. And then this year, first half of the season, it really looked like Tennessee and Arkansas pulling away with the divisions, but Texas A&M, after losing a series to Alabama, has come on really strong since early April.
Yeah, they really have. For Coach Jim Schlossnagle, done an amazing job. Hit the transfer portal, almost a whole, different lineup, staff, and everything. But just shows you how well of a coach and a nice job by him by getting him from TCU. But yeah, you talk about Arkansas last year. 16 straight weekends, they won the series basically because, 14 in the season, they didn't lose the series. You win the conference tournament, you win the regional. That's 16 straight weekends of winning baseball. Even as good a year as Tennessee's had this year. Nice pitch right there, nice breaking ball away. Another guy that's tough on the lefties. But even you talk about Tennessee, as good a year they had, they have a series loss.
Jake LeJay setting down 5 in a row, picking up another strikeout looking.
That's another guy, too. We've talked about guys getting consistent at bats and how much better they're getting when they get an opportunity. Jake LeJay is another guy, the same thing. I mean, he's getting out there a lot more often, and once he's out there, he's really producing, and so it makes it hard not to put his, put his name.
Robert Moore, and I again love the play he turned at the bottom of the 7th inning to help Arkansas get out of that jam, starting a 4-3 double play. Another guy that, like Zane Denton, we talked about earlier, hasn't let an up-and-down season at the plate affect his defense at all.
Yeah, you're talking a guy as a freshman who left high school early to come to Arkansas, hits .313 as a freshman the COVID year. Then last year as a full-year starter, .283, which is really good because you go your first full year as a starter, that many games this deep into the season. And now, right now, at .230-something, that's not the hitter he is.
Andrew Pinckney will get it going. Singled back in the 2nd inning. That sparked a 2-run frame. Also drew a walk in the 3rd.
You know you can go to the bullpen early like they did because Hagen Smith is a guy who has been in their rotation. The freshman, they're giving him a little break just to kind of rest the arm a little bit. Coach Van Horn said he might pitch this series, but if he didn't have to, it wasn't a big deal to get him ready for the conference tournament. But Connor Nolan has been steady Eddie for them. In his 13 starts, he's got 77 innings, leading the team by 13-plus innings. And so he's a guy that's going to be able to pitch deep into the game for you tomorrow. So you can use maybe 1 or 2 bullpen arms that you might want it to save. You can use them tonight.
Inside corner strike keeps Pinckney at the plate. It's a great pitching matchup coming up tomorrow. Full count to Pinckney. Nolan for the Razorbacks, and then Jacob McNary for the Crimson Tide, who's had some solid starts recently for Alabama. Had a tough time holding on to a 4-0 lead his last time out at Auburn last Saturday. But competes and always puts Alabama in a good position. Payoff pitch. Fair ball. Andrew Pinckney sneaks it down the right field line. Lead-off double in the Alabama 8th.
Nice job, inside-out swing. See that ball? He's even telling it as he's running. Watch his hand, Raj. He tells it, stay fair. He shoves it a little. We already mentioned a couple Carlton Fisk moments right there. He shoves it fair, hustling out of the box, drops the sledgehammer down. Coach Bo talks about how nice of a human being he is. He says, I go get his stuff at second base. And he goes, he just tells me, thank you, Coach. He says, like most guys just give it to him, run to the back. He says, thanks, Coach. I got an opportunity to say thanks, Coach, right there.
What will Jim Jarvis do? Showed bunts as that ran inside. Earlier we thought he'd show bunt. Instead, slapped a single into left center. Hit into a key double play in the 3rd inning. And drew a walk his last time up. One and one. How tough is it for a lefty to bunt against Taylor?
Oh, especially because he's trying. The first one, it looked like he was trying to bring that ball with him. Robert Moore playing deep second base. So if he gets it past the pitcher, that's a base hit. Now, with a man on second base, you got to stay in there and just push the ball to third base. Let the third baseman field it. That way Pinckney's able to move over. But, yeah, it's tough because, like I said, the ball feels like it's coming from behind your shoulders.
Made contact, but it's foul. 1 and 2. Starting to see him choke up. RBI double on a Baltimore chop that went into left field just down the left field line. Look at second by Tiger. Now he wants to talk with Michael Turner, his catcher.
Yeah, that was one of those pitch clock. If you step off without faking, you're going to get a warning. And so when you don't have the signals right, that's a smart move.
That's what Taylor has done. Got those 4 key strikeouts, all against lefty hitters.
And you got to give a lot of credit to Coach Dave Van Horn. You put a guy in a situation that he can be successful. Evan Taylor rewards him with the 4 punch-outs on those left-handed hitters.
Tiger with the first pitch. Slider for a strike.
That's exactly what you can expect to see. Guy coming in, especially he's got a really good breaking ball, but you got men in scoring position. You're going to have to hit his best breaking ball if you're going to get to him.
Goes to the fastball at 94 miles per hour. It's been a better stretch lately at the plate for Tommy Seidel. Falls behind the count 1-2. Came into this game 4 for his last 9 of the plate. He's already picked up an RBI double tonight. Seidel laid off 2-2. Now time called. It's funny, earlier today, Coach Van Horn talked about every game we play, talking about Arkansas, is a nail biter. Once again, you've got Tiger in a nail-biting spot, up 2 in the 8th. And now with a full count to Seidel. Pinckney at second, first base open with 1 gone. Payoff pitch. Seidel chased after it and strikes out. 2 gone.
It's just ultimate trust in your breaking ball, going right at him. He mixes in a show-me fastball at 94, but goes right back. Breaking ball, stays away. Tommy Seidel not able to lay off of it.
Crimson Tide 3 for 11 in this spot. Runners in scoring position so far tonight. All the good work done by Arkansas with 2 outs.
Yeah, when you look at the situation, Bama's out hitting them by 4. It's just come down to that one big inning with 2 outs, the 2 home runs with men on base. One of them was a walk. So that one big inning basically has cost Alabama right now the chance to win.
Scoring plays for Arkansas. A pair of home runs for Alabama. 2 RBI singles and a double. Diodati, the pinch hitter, takes strike 1. This is a spot of Bryce Eblin in the order defensively, so likely Diodati will go into the outfield. Caden Rose will come in and play second base the rest of the way.
Probably see a full shift. Probably Seidel go to right, Pinckney to center. Yeah, I saw Caden Rose taking ground balls at second base for that possibility.
Fastball evens the count. No, the power is there for Owen Diodati. 8 home runs this season. $11 homers last year. Tiger gets in front, 1-2.
Talk about numbers. Arkansas 30-0, leading after 7th inning, leading after 8 innings. So this is one of those things. You take the lead after this one, you can almost close the books.
Pinckney started the inning with a double. He's had to stay at second the entire time. Diodati sticks around, fouling off a fastball.
That's the tough part about hitting off of Tiger. You're just missing the fastball because you're thinking about the breaking ball. And that's the hard part. You're in between pitches.
The 1-2. Curveball bends outside. Two. Poked high in the air, foul territory. Nearly a grab made by Michael Turner. Right at the opening of the Alabama dugout. Thought that was destined for the seats.
Yeah, and I think that's what Turner and Wallace did too, because you almost look like the effort not quite there. See, he's kind of jogging. That's where you want to be able to sprint, get to the wall, or get to the edge of the dugout. See, both of them kind of come in, I'm not saying lazily, but like your mindset thinks it's over there. The ball's always going to come back a little bit, and that's why you can't give up on that ball, because that could have been a huge out right there.
Extra life for Diodati. Strikes out, swing on the mound by Jake Leger. He's back on to face Lanzilli to start this 9th inning.
2 2/3, only 1 hit out of the bullpen, no walks, 2 punch-outs. Again, when he came in, 25 strikeouts to only 4 walks. He's a guy that's going to come in throwing strikes. That's exactly what he's done.
Scorched to short. 7 in a row set down by Leger. Slavens, fair ball. One out double, Brady Slavens.
Nice piece of hitting right there, man, Mr. Slavens. Little inside-out swing. Gets the fastball in, just fist it basically over the third baseman, Zane Denton. He's like, Coach, you didn't see the hustle? I got the second base. Why we need a pinch runner? Come on, Coach, I got the wheels.
Yeah, so does Drake Fernando, who will take over at second as the pinch runner. Because 1 extra run's huge here for Arkansas.
Oh, man.
Fernando at second with only 1 gone. Braden Webb at the plate singled his last time up. Mez just got it in time.
It's almost like he was trying to deke him. Let it roll just far enough. I think it's going to roll. I'm going to go ahead and tempt him to go.
Great pitch by Lejay.
I mean, that's the part of pitching that when you leave high school and come to college, you've got to be able to throw your off-speed pitches when you're behind in the count. And that's a beautiful 2-1 breaking ball for a strike.
2-2. Pop foul. Ran a little inside, make it a full count. First year for Lejay at Alabama, last 2 years at Iowa Western Community College in Council Bluffs, Iowa. Native of Lexington, Nebraska. Webb sticks around. Fernando at second with one gone. And a 1-out walk to Webb. Stovall got the Razorbacks on the board in the 5th inning with a 2-run homer in the right center. 2 aboard and 1 gone in the 9th. Starts him with a fastball. Work the outside corner with the heater. 1-2.
You know, this is where you got that ball on the outside. You get that call third strike. Look for Jake Lejay to throw the breaking ball right off the same slot. Went back to the heater.
Fouled away by Stovall. One, 2. Stayed away, 2-2. Ran inside to make it a full count.
That was a nice job right there by Stovall laying off that pitch. And I don't know if it's more of a laying off, but I can't do anything with it, so might as well not swing because that ball had some late movement running off the plate.
Payoff pitch. Flashed foul. Seems like it's mostly been fastballs with 2 strikes. Good time to bring back the breaking ball.
I think it is, especially, 3-2, the hitter seeing fastball. You got him thinking, get started, and all of a sudden you break one off on him.
Got him with the fastball. There's that curveball.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a big-time hook right there. You don't see many straight 12-6, overhand. You see a little bit more, side-to-side break. It's straight down. Shoulder to shoe tops.
Renato at second. Check swing in the dirt. Battles went around, strike 2.
You got a hitter up there guessing. He's swinging a pitch like that.
The 0-2. Battles, chips it foul.
Right now, 0-2. You've seen 3 breaking balls. You can go with another one. You got to be down though. Can't give him the chance to hit it. But you can throw that 94 mile an hour right a little bit above the belt. Be perfect.
Crushed deep in the gap for a base hit. Jalen Battles adds to Arkansas's lead. Renato scores. Here comes Webb. He's in. And the Razorbacks have made it a 7-3 game. Battles to third, and he'll stop there. But Jalen Battles has done his job. Now the Razorbacks up 4. All Arkansas runs tonight with 2 outs.
Yeah, my bad, Mr. Battles. I said you could be able to sneak the cheese, not by Jalen Battles. That fastball was above the belt, exactly where I would have wanted it. He goes up there, gets it, shows the hands on top, and then moves up on a throwing error by Jim Jarvis. Ball hits off the bricks. He's almost able to score from second base on that one overthrow. But that's a huge hit right there. Makes it a 4-run game. Tough error on Jarvis because that ball got right past Tamez and Holman.
Now Gregory at the plate. Takes the inside fastball. So a 2-run double for Battles. Took third on the air. Now the 2-0. Over the plate for a strike with a fastball. Portera, just in this inning, closes out the frame, but the damage done. Caden Rose starting this inning at the plate. Late on in breaking balls. Alabama has the top of the order due to the plate, starting with the perfect person to try and start a rally. Caden Rose, who has had 3 hits tonight. Hit the ball well his first time up when he flied out to left. High heat.
That's what you call a knockdown fastball right there. 94, right under the chin, little chin music, and then I'm going to guess what's coming back next. A breaking ball.
Away?
Yes. Maybe not.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what should have been. Talk about moving guys' feet. I mean, like sometimes you pitch inside with a purpose. Not only, I mean, the way Caden Rose has to get out of the box, you definitely move those feet.
Stayed away again. Full count.
That's the takes right there that Coach Bo was talking about, him and Andrew Pinckney being able to lay off those breaking balls.
Leadoff walk. Tiger trying to get a multi-inning save, and 5 of his team-leading 7 saves have been the multi-inning variety. Got the final 2 outs in the 8th. Still trying to pick up save, even though it's a larger lead now. When he came in, it was 5-3. And they just let Rose have second base. Amateur RBI single back in the 4th. Around that, a couple of strikeouts.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, yeah, you're not getting stolen base. They're calling it defensive indifference. But when you're on first base, you got the first baseman holding the runner on, so it makes a bigger 4-hole for the lefty Hammeter and Williamson. So I know you want to get in scoring position, but you always hear the, hey, your run doesn't mean anything. Yes, it means a little bit of something, but is it better to stay at first base to keep that bigger, opportunity for a hit in the 4-hole?
Matt Hobbs out to speak with Tiger. Bullpen's had some activity, but nobody warming up for the Razorbacks. This is really Tiger's game.
Oh, no question. Yeah, you're going to lose this game with Tiger, and the only way he's coming out of the game is if Alabama ties it up.
Now he's trying to get back in the strike zone. Facing William Hammeter with Rose at second, nobody out. 333 hitter with runners in scoring position this year. After the visit, comes back with a strike. The 1-1. Another fastball. Spun outside, 2-2. Amateur with 3 home runs this year, including a 3-run shot he had in the first inning of Game 2 last Saturday at Auburn. Game where Alabama got up 4-0. Eventually Auburn chipped away and won Game 2 of the series 6-4. Slowly rolled to short. Battles. Puts him away for the first out. Drew Williamson.
That's a little respect right there. You see Drew Williamson looking at him like, all right, that was a good pitch.
Williamson singled since then, 3 strikeouts. Fastball 93 that had serious movement to it. Talk about the spin rate. They're talking about that pitch.
Yeah, late life. Looks like he'll get an extra gear once the hitter starts to swing, a little jump.
Just missed lower outside corner.
I think that's one that freezes the hitter and the umpire in the same position. That was a good pitch.
Williamson hitting .371 with runners in scoring position. One of the key bats for the Crimson Tide. Bites it foul. The 1-2. And high in the left.
And so that's the tough part about giving up those runs in the top of the ninth. Really puts extra pressure on your lineup and takes the pressure off the pitcher.
Razorbacks trying to win tonight to keep pace with Texas A&M at the moment. Right now, the Aggies have a 7-4 lead in the bottom of the sixth inning in Oxford. Both teams tied atop the SEC West, but the Aggies do have the tiebreaker after taking 2 out of 3 against the Razorbacks earlier this spring.
You look at that out-of-town scoreboard in SEC. Doesn't look like a Friday night. We got some big numbers, 11,
It's because
14.
it's a Thursday.
That's right. You're right. There you go. 14-5, Florida over South Carolina. LSU's got a 10 spot on Vanderbilt already. And Tennessee, we already showed that one. 20-0. Now it's 23-2. Mississippi State had a little life.
Still 2 games left to go in this series. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central on the SEC Network, and then 1 Central to close it out on Saturday. Right back up the middle, but more is there. And this game is over. The Arkansas Razorbacks start this weekend in Tuscaloosa with a 73 win.